Hey guys, welcome back. Glad to see you. We are on episode 4 of CellSmart TV. Really excited to be here and be a part of that.
Yeah.
We have an incredible couple of guests here with us today. I give them a hard time, but I call them the power couple because they're pretty amazing. Getting a chance to see some of the stuff that they've done and having an opportunity to talk with them a couple of times now. It's really exciting to get a chance to learn about them. So we have Adam and Michelle Williams. I'm going to let them take some time and introduce themselves to you and tell us a little bit about what it is you do and what makes you guys so great at it.
So I'm Adam. This is Michelle.
Hi.
What makes us great, and what do we do?
Makes us great. Okay. Well, what makes us great?
Well, one thing that makes us great is we're motivational consultants.
Yes.
We own the strength of one, and we go out and speak to teams and to athletes and to salespeople, business people, people who are really cool niche, and this is really what separates us from most people, is that we help the athlete, the business owner, get to that next level that they're always looking for. Everyone's looking for that next level, and we help them get there just by using simple tools and simple ways of helping them out that they can use in their everyday lives that actually pushes them to a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a background in sports psychology, and Michelle has her degree in, I call it the hippie stuff, just because it's natural hippie stuff.
Natural health practitioner is what it's called.
So natural health practitioner. So not only do we have the mindset, but we also have the health side, which really does separate us out, because there's a lot of people out there that just talk about the mind and that's it, or just talk about health and that's it. But we bring the two together to help them get to the next level.
That's awesome.
Right. Well, and we both played sports, so we have that experience of being the athlete. Adam's also coached and reffed.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that experience, but then also Adam was in sales for 10 plus years, so he knows what that's like to be out in the business world.
Yep.
To be doing those things. We also so we've been together for 16 years.
16 years, yep.
Yep, and we have 5 girls, and so we know what it's like to work as a team, as well as to be out there in the workplace doing things, as well as be playing these sports. So when we go talk to people, we have the mind, we have the body, but we also have the experience that we're bringing to the table together.
Yeah, that's really awesome. The combination, I think, for a lot of people is kind of interesting. And as a parent, I hear 5 kids. I've got 4 myself, so I always joke with my wife that we're working on our starting 5.
Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
the basketball team,
Yep.
but she's not buying it yet. But anyway, but in terms of working together and the cohesive units and that kind of stuff, that's I think, whether you're an athlete or whether you're a business professional, I think that's a really important thing, because to have many parts moving as one, hence the strength of one,
Yep.
I think,
Yep.
is really a needed thing in life these days. So tell us a little bit more about how you guys got into that line of work and what brought you there.
Oh man. Well, I was taking my undergraduate in psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and we're about to graduate. And when I say we are about to graduate, she's definitely a part of helping me graduate. I definitely couldn't have done it without her.
Behind every great man is an even better woman.
Oh, absolutely.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
My wife's the same way.
I
for
must
me,
be
so.
freaking phenomenal then. So, we're about to graduate, and I'm like, okay, because you can't really do a whole lot with just a bachelor's in psychology. So I'm like, okay, what master's degree do I want? And I looked into marriage and family therapy. I looked into counseling. I looked into all this other stuff, and it just really didn't fit. And so I was watching Sports Center one day and saw one of the athletes talk about sports psychology, and I'm like, oh man, I love sports and I love psychology. Put those two together, it's a natural fit for me. So I jumped in with both feet, and I don't even know if I told you about it for a while, but we were in and we were doing it, and then just graduated, and we're like, okay, now what do we do? Because there's not a whole lot of jobs in sports psychology either. So we're like, all right, next step, what is it? And we found that a lot of sports psychologists are motivational speakers, are mentors, are coaches, and stuff like that. So we're like, okay, that's really cool. So we started down that path about a year ago, just doing it, part-time. And she got her natural health practitioner license about the same time. About the same time. And so we're like, well, let's combine the two. And we've been full at it since February.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's really cool.
and that's really how it's came about.
Yeah, well, and the idea from behind the Strength of One was we want everybody to know that they matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we both came from like average middle class families. You know, we both grew up with a mom and a dad and a loving home. Like, and we know that nowadays that in and of itself is unique too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we became from large families,
Yeah.
and so
Mhm.
sometimes you just feel like you're kind of in the crowd, right? Like, what's special about me? And so as we were thinking of talking to these people, you know, a lot of them already, especially like with the competitive teams and things, they're already wanting to excel and get above.
Right.
And so we just want them to know that they matter, that what they do matters, no matter if they make it big or if they get to just play for that season. Or,
Right.
you know, the sales professionals, even if they stay where they are the rest of their lives, to know that where they are, they can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, hence, you know, the strength of one. It takes one person to start changing the world and stuff like that. So that's really what it is. You know, you matter, whether it's in your family, in your team, or your sales profession, or just your profession. You alone, you matter, and you can make a difference. And so that's what we're trying to do.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So, what if you could put any one thing out there as something that you love particularly about what you do? What would that be?
Just one thing. Dang. What do you think?
for me, it's the light bulb. Like when you're, you know, you're helping, you're working with a team, and you see, even if it's one athlete, you know, or one sales professional, that you see like that aha, that they
Yeah.
get it. Like you realize that they've even taken one thing that you've shared,
Mm-hmm.
that they're like, that's awesome. I can start implementing that, and knowing that moving forward, they're gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
No, I'd have to second that. That's one of the best feelings in the world. It doesn't matter what you say, and it always gets interpreted their way,
Right.
which is awesome because it's like we try to talk to people as, hey, this is our story, this is how we did it. So when you go and do it, make it yours, make it your story, and do you. I mean, the Mountain Dew commercial, do you.
Right.
It's so true. And when they get it and they're like, oh, I can do it my way, I already have these strengths, and so when I'm doing it, this is how I'm going to do it. It's awesome.
Yeah. I have seen that moment as an athlete a number of times, both in myself and both with teams that I played on. Is, you know, there's some sort of maybe disconnect or something with your team or whatever, and then you have that come to terms moment where you're sitting down as a group and you're like, something's got to change,
Mm-hmm.
and just like I said, the light bulb, it just ding, you know, it just clicks on, and all of a sudden you see that look in everybody's eyes, and then everything changes for the rest of the season.
Mhm.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. So, what do you find most challenging about what you do day in and day out?
I would say for me that there's so many, you know, mentors and coaches out there trying to do what we're doing. It's really just getting the word out there, to know that we are unique, that we are a little bit different than all the rest. But really it's getting the word out, getting it so people know who we are, because we're building it from the ground up.
Right.
And one of our things is we're not really technology savvy.
Mm-hmm.
So learning all this stuff trying to learn on light speed it's kind of tough,
Yeah.
but it is rewarding at the same time.
It's kind of like a baptism by fire,
Yes.
so to speak, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Crazy.
'Cause
Or
not-
drinking out of a fire hose is the one I always,
Oh my goodness,
the one I
yes.
always kind of relate with.
Because we don't have a business background, and when the opportunity arose to do this full time, again we just jumped in with both feet, not really thinking about, you know, the future 6 months ahead. We're just like, yeah, let's do this, and we're gung ho, and we're still gung ho about it. That would be the toughest part though.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sounds good.
Same thing. Right on. So what technology do you guys find yourself using most? I mean, you talked about kind of the challenge and the process of having to get the word out there using technology. So what technology is it that you guys are using?
Laptop,
Cell phones,
camera, yeah.
yeah. I mean, our first major purchase for the Strength of One was a a camera that you can set on your computer. It had, with the HDMI, it was like $20 on sale,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it was so different than just the computer camera, because you recorded an HDMI. It was just awesome. We're like, oh my gosh, and it opened up a whole world for us that we had no clue was there
Right.
until we got it. And so, yeah, that was a blast.
That's cool. And then, I assume that means you're talking about like how to like create different things for your marketing. Is that what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah. Different
So-
commercials, different just videos
Mhm.
about us. About we haven't been able to take it out to our speaking engagements yet. Haven't figured that one out yet.
Gotcha.
But we'll have to.
Okay. The thing with us for video that's been really cool is the ability to go back and rewatch it to
Mhm.
learn how, like, and it's mostly me on the front end of the camera, but you know, for our guys behind the camera, like getting a chance to learn how to get better, right?
Oh yeah.
And so,
Absolutely.
you know, like I said, we're on episode 4 now, so we've learned a few things since our first one. But it's really cool to like be a part of that and get to see kind of how that can change and evolve. And you talk about a lot about like getting better and going to the next level, right?
Yep.
So and that applies to everything that we do in business, including how we stay in contact with our clients and our customers and stuff. So,
Yeah.
so is there a time, or can you tell about a time when the use of this technology has either helped to improve a particular transaction or like made what you do significantly easier or more efficient?
Yeah, well, I think technology in general, I think just helps propel you a lot further than it did even 5-10 years ago.
Right.
Oh,
Because through the technology, we're able to do our social media, which means we're able to reach a lot more people all in one time.
Mhm.
Now that it makes it faster, right? So we do certain things on Mondays called Monday Strength, but
Mhm.
we know that we could pre-record that and just set it to, what's it called, to upload, to post,
To
or
publish.
whatever. Publish, that's the word. At a certain time, like you can be a lot more time efficient with it, as well as reaching a lot more people
Yeah.
at one time.
Gotcha. Yeah, the speed in which everything is delivered nowadays is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see.
Yeah.
Have you, since you've been involved in this line of work, or even in your previous line of work, I mean, you talked about being in sales
Mhm.
before, and even through your degree program. Can you talk about how you've seen technology evolve through that line of work that's led up to what you see today?
Oh man. Oh, absolutely. When I started school,
Mhm.
I just did online universities, and when I started school, you have all the students come into one portal, and everyone kind of chats, and it might be really slow because everyone's using the exact same bandwidth, and all the answers might be slow and stuff like that. But when I graduated last year, six years later, it was just so fast. And then the evolution of just Facebook and Instagram, just the videos. Because when we first started this over a year ago, slightly over a year ago, Facebook didn't have live videos really. Neither did Instagram or YouTube. And so utilizing those is just phenomenal. And now that we can record in HD and all this other, oh man, it blows me away how fast it's going.
Yeah. And the speed in which you see it. Any thoughts?
No, he mentioned Instagram. I just think even over the last few months, like
Mhm.
just different things that I've been learning. In fact, a lot of them
Yeah.
I'll have to ask our 14-year-old daughter. I'll be like, "Hey, what is it? How do you use this?" Because there's things that I'm like, "Oh, that's amazing! Like
Yeah,
it's such a great feature." But yeah, things that I'm just starting to
Well, yeah,
learn
'cause
and comprehend.
When we started this, we didn't know about you can text on Instagram. We had no clue.
Yeah.
And our daughter, that's how she communicates with her friends, is via Instagram. It's not via text. It's via Instagram Messenger, and we're just like, what the crap?
Yeah.
Really? How do you? And we've had to ask her a couple times, how do you get on that again?
Yeah.
Dad, it's right here. Okay, thanks.
For me, it's Snapchat, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm learning that our audience is in different places now. Like, I mean, obviously this shows up on Facebook and we're uploading to YouTube and doing things that way now. But like, Instagram and Snapchat are still so foreign to me.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'll have to ask my younger sister who's still in high school and say, hey, how do I do this? Or like, help me, show me this,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I can reach the people who need what we're sharing, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
the services that we offer. So I totally can relate to that. But
One of the really cool things I really like about Snapchat is I follow a couple people, like I call them the pseudo mentors.
Mhm.
They don't know who I am, but I try to follow them just so I can get some knowledge.
Mhm.
Snapchat, to me, they're using it as, hey, this is really who I am.
Mhm.
You see me on stage, you see me hyping people up and stuff, but this is me, this is at my house, this is what I do.
right.
And they're still promoting their business, but to me it makes them, you could say, more human,
Mhm.
and I love it.
Yeah, you definitely get to connect with them on a different level.
Exactly.
No, but I totally understand what you're saying. I have a lot of the same thing. I call them virtual mentors, but
Okay,
it's the
yeah.
kind of, same
Yep.
kind of concept, same kind of idea. Yeah, is you learn from these folks, and they're experts in their field, and you feel like you can kind of connect with them in a bunch of different ways. But for the most part, things like on Facebook and even Instagram, they come across more professional because they're presented that way. But Snapchat is so instant and so live.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you may not get that opportunity to be, to edit it to fit what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it comes across as real and live, and that's kind of the cool thing about that. If there's anything, what would you change about the technology that you guys are using now to continue to improve and spread your message?
Oh man.
My imagination rolls, but not a lot with technology. So
Mhm.
I'm good to just keep up on what they're already doing. They're incredible with what they're coming up with. So I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Crud. What would I change? I don't know. I make it easier to upload, but it's still really easy to upload stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really like YouTube, but I don't know how to use it, and I think it's more of I'm just not used to the technology, so that's why it's hard.
Right.
So that'd probably be it.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. You can't change that. I just have to do it.
Just gotta learn about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, I think like for us anyway, it's been interesting to see. Obviously, I mean, we work in technology every day at CellSmart. We're literally in technology, but getting to see, the changes in how we can promote our business and send our messages out to the people who we connect with every day has been really interesting. I mean, you talk a lot about the evolution of like social media and video and how that is spreading.
Mm-hmm.
Even things like CellSmart TV, being relevant to help broadcast the message of how other business professionals and entrepreneurs are utilizing technology to be better at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating to see for us.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
all right, so this has been a really cool chat, and again, thank you guys for being a part of this because this has been a lot of fun. But I have to ask you the really hard-hitting journalistic question now.
Yeah.
Windows, iOS, or Android, and why?
So I really don't have a preference either way. My last few phones have been Android, so I'll say Android.
Fair enough.
I'll say Android too, just because that is what I'm used to.
Sure.
I know there's benefits to both and stuff like that, but definitely Android, just because I'm used to it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely an iPhone user, and, but all that said, I have used both. My wife's a big Android user. We work in phones, so I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer there. It's just our audience gets to see what you guys are using and how you guys are using it. So it's kind of fun for them to connect with you guys that way. Speaking of connecting with you guys, tell our audience how they can get a hold of you if they need your service. Excuse me, if they need your services, or if they want to follow you guys and see some of the work that you guys are putting out, some of the content you guys are delivering.
Okay, well, we're on Facebook and on Instagram. So on Facebook, we're the Strength of One, ONE, and on Instagram, we're Strength of One.
Strength of one.
Strength of One.
Letter one.
The number one.
Number one. Letter. The letter, number, whatever.
Anyway, so that's where we post a lot of like our videos, our Monday Strength, our different posts, our different things that we put together. So we are on social media. That's one way to connect with us.
We're also on Pinterest.
Oh yeah.
Started Pinterest.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, buddy. Still getting used to that one too.
Yeah, that one's a little different for me. I
Yeah.
haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah, it's weird. Not gonna lie. It's good for the ladies out there. I get it. I understand. But to post motivational stuff like that, I haven't figured out how to post it from the phone yet. I can post it from the computer, inspirational quotes that we've had, but and then on our Facebook page, The Strength of One, there's a link to our website there too.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
and our
forgot
email.
what that is, and our emails are there
And
too.
emails on that as well.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we'll obviously post those, and hopefully you guys will get some response from our viewers, because what you guys do I really think is amazing.
Thank you.
So again, I thank you guys for being a part of this, and
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for
and,
having us.
of course, yeah. But anyway, that wraps up episode 4. If you guys have got a chance to watch this all the way through, we'd love to see your comments, hear your questions.
Yeah.
We'll have Adam and Michelle respond, and
Absolutely.
be a part of that. So comment below, hit the like button, and do us a favor too, and share this around. Let people see the awesome people that we work with. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of it. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you again.
Thanks for having
And
us.
we will see you guys next week.